This was raised by Sherkan. He asked, how safe is this? Anyone can edit local storage. And it's true. I can log out, go to the local storage and edit this value. I can set it to... While we are showing specific links and buttons based on whether or not we have a user in our auth store, this doesn't prevent users from accessing the links directly. For example, even though I am not logged in right now, I can still visit the dashboard by typing in the URL. To prevent this from happening, we can use a Vue Router Navigation Guard. A Navigation Guard is a function that is executed before navigating to a specific route, and it's generally used to prevent unauthorized access, like in our case. A Navigation Guard is basically the equivalent of a Laravel middleware, but for your Vue SPA. So let's go to our routes file, and we'll create a function called auth, and this function will receive where the user wants to go, so to, and this is a route location, and we'll also receive where the user is coming from, so from, and this is also a route location. In here, we'll get the auth store. We'll check if we don't have auth of user. And if that's the case, we'll return the path where we want to redirect the user. And since the user is not authenticated, we'll redirect them to the login page. To apply this navigation guard, we'll go to the route we want to protect, which is dashboard, and add a new property called before enter, and set that to auth. This will tell Vue to execute this auth guard before entering the dashboard route. Now, if I try accessing the dashboard page directly, I'll be redirected to the login page, which is what we wanted. And of course, if we do log in, we are able to access the dashboard page. However, we should do the same thing for pages that should only be accessed by guests, by unauthenticated users. For example, I shouldn't be able to visit the login page since I'm already authenticated. To address this, we'll create another navigation guard. I'll go to the routes file, and we'll do function guest. We'll receive the to route location and the from route location. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll grab the auth store and we'll check if we do have a user, then redirect them to the dashboard page. We'll take this navigation guard, go to the login route and do before enter, check if the user is a guest user. And now, if we go in the browser, we are authenticated, which means if we try visiting the login page, we'll get redirected back to the dashboard, which is what we wanted. Now, finally, to address a security concern in regards to storing the user in the local storage, this was raised by Sherkan. He asked, how safe is this? Anyone can edit local storage. And it's true. I can log out, go to the local storage and edit this value. I can set it to, let's say, ID 1, name, Konstantin. Save this, and here's the dashboard link. I can see it. I can even navigate to it. So, is this safe? My answer would be yes in 99.9999% of cases. Because if we think about it, even if someone manages to navigate to this dashboard page, what happens next? Well, usually you have some kind of request or requests being sent to your Laravel API. And those requests will for sure fail because the user is not authenticated. The cookies they have in their browser do not match an authenticated user on the server. So any server requests made by the dashboard will fail. And as you will see later in this course, we'll handle those failed requests by redirecting the user to the login page. So to me, this is just as I would go to my YouTube channel, open the inspector, go to the subscribers, type in 111, and have like a zillion subscribers. Well, I can do this, but this doesn't make it real. So the only concern I have with storing the user in the local storage would be in regards to storing the email. So if I go here, check this, we have the user email here. So this is kind of a sensitive information. Don't know if you really want to store that in the local storage. Other than that, the Laravel API will return 401 responses for every request. So there's nothing to worry about. Be happy.